Hello, it's Samantha here, Samantha Sutherland, Art and Books. How are you doing? Thank you to my new subscribers and welcome. It's lovely to have you here. Very happy that you found my little channel. And to those who've been here for a while, welcome back. As you know, I like art, I like books, I like to talk about art books and also about books, which is why we're here today. I have a very small list because it's going to be a very short video. I wanted to pop on and just let you know that I'm still about, which as you can see I am, and that I'm going to be quiet for just a little bit, and I'll explain all that in a minute, well, at the end, because I'll leave life update to the very end. So first of all, I want to just talk about the YouTubers I've been watching. I've been kind of doing a lot of cross stitch over the last couple of weeks, and I've not really been doing any reading, which is a bit silly when you have a book channel. I just haven't, I think I'm in a book slump again. That's the only thing I can think of. But also, I always forget to show these. But I think it was kind of December-ish time, Christmassy time, I bought myself some stickers because I wanted to cheer up and prettify my tablet. So this one was from, I think this is Positively Mental Co. I'd have to double check. Anyone I mention, I will put in the description box below. And these ones came from Bartista Shop. I gave some of these to my daughter as well because there were quite a lot of them. And they're lovely. And also I bought some other ones as well. And these ones are from Jenny's Creations, which I've divided them up between myself and my daughter again. So you've got these ones. These are quite, I love this one. This one's really, I love this one. And I'm probably busy reading, which I love that one. And then this one. But I also put one in my notebook and one on the front of this. This is the tub storage box I got from Amazon. I just prettified it. What I want to do is I want to get a label maker and put stickers on it. Just put a little label that says stickers. And also page flags. My favourite thing in my Bookish pouch are these things because these are invaluable. They've really helped me to they've helped me with my reading so very much. So yeah, that's what I think. I showed you these in the last haul, but I hadn't put anything in them, I don't think, and I hadn't decorated them. So yeah. And also I bought my daughter an Alice in Wonderland pouch, one of these, but it's an Alice in Wonderland one. So what I'll do is I will find a picture of it and I'll put it around here somewhere. And again, that's from the Well Read Company, who had a sale on Etsy because of Mother's Day. Excuse me. And so the pouch that I got her was cheaper on Etsy than it was on Amazon. They do have a shop on Amazon, but a lot of the time their items are cheaper on Etsy. And so yeah, that's the stickers I've been meaning to show you for ages. So back to the YouTubers that I have been watching. I've been watching a very interesting chap called Tom Ayling, and I'm very sorry if I've mispronounced your name. I meant to say mispronounced. My brain isn't working tonight. It's shut down. I'm a bit tired, can you tell? Yes, so I've been watching Tom Ayling. He is a mine of information on things like J.R.R. Tolkien and antiquarian books and collecting of those books and keeping them and things like that, and also just so much information about the history of books, really. Gem of Books. I always enjoy watching Gem of Books. She always makes me laugh and smile. So does Alice of Alice and the Giant Bookshelf. She's just done one about her TBRs. She's forever got a TBR. Her TBR, the last TBR video I watched, it was huge. It was massive. So yeah, that was I've not gotten around to watching that video just yet, but I have been watching some of her older videos. Alice, oh, I've mentioned Alice, I apologise. Miranda Mills, who her channel, it's always so very cozy. It's lovely. You can just sit with a cup of tea and just, it's like you could just kind of sit and chat with her. She's lovely to watch, and she's very comforting. So are the others that I've mentioned on this list, including Lady of the Library, who's just done a video on human combustion and debunking it, which I am almost finished watching. I've taken a break to come and make this video. So I'm looking forward to seeing the end of that. So I have a new TBR. I thought I would break it down to something exceedingly manageable, as in something that I can read over the next few weeks or maybe a couple of months with me being sat about, not being able to do anything or really go anywhere. So I have mentioned these two books before. One was because, actually, funnily enough, I've heard a few booktubers mention this book. I think Tristan and The Classics mentioned it, and I know Miranda Mills has mentioned it. And funny enough, I was watching her video after I'd ordered this book, thinking, I've ordered that book. And I was watching one of Tristan the Classics videos, and I sat there and I thought, that book, it sounds really familiar. It was a picture of the book with a different cover, but I was like, I've got that book. I've got to read that book yet. So I am very much looking forward to reading this. I do have a thing for books set in countryside and communities, especially older ones, set in kind of like the older periods, like 1940s and things like that. And I do like things to do with the parish church and things like that, you know, things like gossip and things. Proper kind of people having chats with people books. That's what I kind of like to think of them as. So this one is a book by J.L. Carr, and it's A Month in the Country. As I said, I had never heard of this book actually. I was looking for a different book. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been the Penguin Classics, or it might have been the Persephone. I can't remember. And I thought, ooh, what's this book? And I read the blurb on it and I thought, that sounds really good. And it's about a damaged survivor of the First World War. Tom Birkin finds refuge in the village church of Oxgodby, which sounds awesome, where he is to spend the summer uncovering a huge medieval wall painting, immersed in the peace and beauty of the countryside and the unchanging rhythms of village life. He experiences a sense of renewal and belief in the future. Now an old man, Birkin looks back on that idyllic summer of 1920, remembering a vanished place of blissful charm, untouched by change, a precious moment he has carried with him through the disappointments of the years. And I don't know, I kind of have this kind of pull to books like this now. If you'd have told me 10 years ago I'd be reading books like this, I'd have told you to shut up because I wouldn't have believed you. I read a lot of horror and mainly horror really, but over the years and over kind of like the last year, especially with me collecting books for my little mini library, these sorts of books have been popping up, and Persephone books, and I am absolutely in love with Persephone books, as you know, and I have quite a few I am yet to read, so I'm looking forward to getting around to reading them. But this I am looking forward to getting to read, because I used to live in the countryside and I loved it, and I thought, I mean, if I could, I'd live there now, but unfortunately I'm in an urban kind of area and city kind of area, and yeah, one day, the dream is one day to go and live in a countryside of a parish like Oxgodbury. No, Oxgodbury, sorry. I don't know where I got Oxon from. Oxon on the brain. But yes, this I'm really looking forward to reading. And as we all know, the book I am desperate to start, and yes, I know I am still reading Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day, and I am thoroughly enjoying that book. Do you know what? I'm just going to give it 5 stars now. I can highly recommend it to anybody who wants to read it. It's funny. It's got some shocking twists in it, especially for someone who's a governess like Miss Pettigrew. Oh, wowzers. Whew. It's just bonkers. It's a great book. But yes, this is the book I am absolutely desperate to start, because it's actually set in spring and summer. And as we're in spring, I think it starts off in summer, and it goes through to early spring. and it is Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yakisawa. And everybody seems to be reading this at the moment. But you know what? I actually think I'm going to read this one first. I don't know why. When something gets really popular, I kind of think, because then I kind of find out people didn't like it, and then some did, and then I listen to the reviews, and I'm thinking, do I want to read it? So I'm avoiding anything to do with this book, because I have a slight obsession with Japan, and things like Japanese textiles and Japanese art and Japanese films, and so yes, and Japanese music as well. So this I am looking forward to reading, but I actually think I might read this one first. But this is kind of like my new TBR. I thought I'd break it down to something very, very small and very manageable for me, because for me, reading's not about reading the amount of books on the TBR. And that's a bad thing, because if you've got a big TBR and you want to get it all finished, but if it's also taking the pleasure of reading, and I'm a very, very slow reader, and as you can tell with Miss Pettigrew, I mean, I've been reading that since last September, so that just shows you how slow a reader I am. And I've only got about 140 pages left or something. That's like a day's read for a lot of people. For me, that's a few days read. So yes, these two are definitely on my new TBR. So I thought I'd start with them and finish Miss Pettigrew and see where we go. Also, I'm going to continue in my spare time reading a book that Crixus, who is an art YouTuber, recommended, and that is Alison. Now, I enjoyed the beginning of this book. It's really interesting, and I can't wait to see where it goes. It's basically about a young woman who marries a man, I think mainly because she just feels she should get married, and she thinks she's in love with him. And this poor guy, I think he's in love with her as well, and they get married. But over the years, she starts to have a wandering eye, and she ends up falling for her art tutor. She becomes this big famous artist, and she looks back over the years of her being an artist and how her relationships, I think, shaped that. And it just seemed really interesting, and I am absolutely in love with the art style, which I think is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It captures so much detail with so little in its brushstrokes and its pen marks. So yeah, that's my TBR. This is kind of, I think I'm going to start reading this in the evenings before I go to bed, because I want to just tire my brain out. So that's kind of like nighttime reading, and these are for over the next couple of months or so. So they're the books I want to read, and I've been listening to the Monsters Collection with my daughter. She seems to be enjoying it. We're on Frankenstein now. I did actually listen to that previously, but I forgot most of it, so I didn't mind going back to the beginning with that one. And I've also been listening to The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. I'd heard it before, and it's fantastic. It was recommended by a YouTuber called Darling Desi, who said she read it when she was little, or younger, and then I found it on Audible because I thought I can't afford the book, because the book was really extortionate because it's an old book, and so I found it on Audible and used my credit to buy it, and I'm really glad I did. I'm on my second listen. I've been thoroughly enjoying it so very much. It's spooky, it's creepy, it's full of folklore. It's just what I like. So yes, and I did mention YouTubers. There's one particular YouTuber I would like to mention. He's lovely. He's absolutely very interesting. I like creepy stuff, I have to admit. I'm into kind of like paranormal and things like I watch I used to watch Ghost Adventures, but I can't stand Doc Baggins. I don't like him. We won't talk about him. But yeah, I can't remember his name. It's Frightful something. If you give me just a tick, maybe Frightful with Reverend Peter Laws. He's a reverend, as the title suggests, who looks into spooky stuff, and he looks into hauntings and possessions and things like that, and he tells stories that people have sent in to him, and I think some personal experiences of his own as well, and it's ever so interesting. He has a new video coming up on Saturday, which is Fatal Fixer-Upper. I have that on notification. He usually posts the new ones on Saturdays about 4 o'clock, I think. And he's done the UK version of Amityville and Clop Hill, which I have seen a film about it. It was a horror film, which is a good few years old now. And I'd never heard of Clop Hill. And it turns out Clop Hill's a real place with real kind of eeriness behind it. It's well worth listening to if you like spooky stuff. If you ever watched 14 Times, or you used to read 14 Times, I think he writes an article for 14 Times. And there's a Father Lionel Fanthorpe, who used to present this weird series for 14 TV on Channel 4. He's a little bit like that, but not as bonkers. But yes, he's very interesting, and I really enjoy listening. Excuse me. I really enjoy listening to him as well. Right, so bookish ideas. When I'm back up and about, I'm hoping to, excuse me, get the library / quilting studio up and running. I want to start quilting. I love quilting, so I really would like to do that. And also just collect more books, really. Right, so next week, my last video I told you that I was going to be going into hospital to have an operation. Well, that date has come very quick, and it's going to be on the 21st of May, which is next week. So I've been busy getting everything ready for that, and I've been finding stuff to take with me and things, and also it's one of the reasons why I've decided that I want to take something like this and Miss Pettigrew with me, because I've nearly finished Miss Pettigrew and I'm going to be sat around for quite a while, so I might as well start this as well. So yes, that's what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks. I'll be recovering from that, and I probably won't be back for about 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. And when I've recovered, obviously I'll make another video, and hopefully I will have read at least this book, she says, with her fingers crossed. Hopefully I will have started this book, even got halfway through. Who knows? Miracles can happen. So I look forward to sharing my thoughts on A Month in the Country with you all. I was reading 3 Men in a Boat for Tristan and The Classics, but I've had to take a break from that for a while because I'm not really going to be able to join in with the book club for that one, to be honest. And with being so busy the last week or so, I just figured that it was just a lot easier to kind of slow down and try and get back into reading Miss Pettigrew and try and start this book and then carry on with this one as well, because I am enjoying this one. Crixus is right, it's a really good book. And I'm only a few pages in. I'm 13 pages. I'm 13 pages in, but I'm already hooked. So I look forward to giving you an update on that book as well. And I look forward to when I can give you my full review on Miss Pettigrew, because I really, really, really want to finish that book. So I'm going to take the tips that I've taken from Tristan and the Classics. I'm going to implement them in my reading of that book, and we'll see how we go. So I will see you all very soon. I will probably be busy on social media, posting shorts and stuff, possibly until Monday at least. So you can find me on Instagram and Goodreads, and I will say Goodreads to you too. Whatever you're reading, watching or listening to that is bookish, or to do with books, bookshops and anything booky, then enjoy. And I will see you all soon. I will try and stop by in my recuperation, share a short or two. And also I'll try and do that with my other channel, which will be listed below, which is Autumn Fox and Rabbit Crafts, also on YouTube. And there is a new video up if you're interested. If you're interested in cross-stitch and knitting, as well as books, I'm also over there on Autumn Fox and Rabbit Crafts. So I will say goodbye for now, and I will see you all very soon. I will try and pop on before Monday if I can with a very quick hello video. So until then, happy reading, and have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Thanks very much, everyone. And thank you to my new subscribers. Like I said, it's lovely to welcome you and have you here. Thanks very much. Bye bye, everyone. Bye.